So I wanted to show you folks our chicken coop. So we have the chicken coop and the chicken run. We got our chickens last spring. So we've had them for, it's almost April now, so we've had them for about a year now. And I wanted to talk about how we built our chicken coop and our chicken run. So we have 6 girlies, so 6 chickens, 6 hens, no roosters, and we're not really letting them free range right now because there's the bird flu and stuff, so we don't want them to wander too much, but we'll probably let them free range more when the weather gets a little bit better. So when we built the coop, we had to keep in mind a couple of predators. The first predators around here are bears. So we live in the mountains and everybody loves to eat chickens, especially bears. So we overbuilt both the coop and the run, and I can kind of show you a little bit on how we did that and why. So the second predator that we have to be aware of is mostly weasels. My neighbor has a lot of problems with weasels and his chickens, so we wanted to make sure that all of the coop and the run was all covered. So we built 2 structures. This structure right behind me right here is the chicken coop, and then this structure right here is the chicken run. The chicken run does have a roof on it, so it is covered, and this worked a lot in the over the winter time because the chickens still had an outside space to go to that wasn't the coop, but that was still outside, and we obviously didn't have to shovel it off because it's covered, and this allowed the chickens to have some outside space just all winter, and we think that's one of the reasons for their high egg production. So our egg production all through the winter was a lot. We had a lot of egg production, and it was consistent throughout the entire winter. We're not 100% sure what we did right, or if it's just because they're young chickens, but we can kind of tell you all of the things that we did building the coop and the run to get them to lay all winter. So the first thing we did was I just talked about it, we just included this run area, which allows the chickens to have an outside space even in the winter time. And that way, they're not just cooped up in the coop all the time. Our coop has several windows. I will show you those in a minute. The coop has 2 windows as well as vents up top that let in some sunlight, and I think that helped a lot. And also, we have some lights that are across the yard that are it's just literally some Christmas lights, and we keep those on all winter, just mostly for us actually, because we don't really like the dark, and I think it helped our egg production a lot through this winter. Alright, so when we're looking at the chicken coop, if we look just up here, these are additional vents, and they're covered with hardware cloth, and that way, again, it just prevents weasels and other small predators from getting in, and that helps a lot. Another thing that helps insulate our chicken coop from small predators is the hardware cloth that is all around the run right here. So it's all around the run, all around here, and of course the chickens can go under the coop as well if they want, but the hardware cloth, I think it works best if we see it over here. So if we walk over here, we can see, this corner is probably the best, so we can see that the hardware cloth is sticking up, sort of just right here, and so what we did was we put the hardware cloth all the way down here, and then all the way down here, that way no predators can dig underneath. Hello, ladies. Hi. Hi, girls. Hi, how you doing? Hello. Hi, girls. Are you happy chickens? I think you're pretty happy chickens. Yes. So if we walk around the coop, and obviously we do have an electric fence as well that helps to prevent bears in the spring, summer, and fall. So if we look around here, we have a nice, good-sized window right here, and this is sort of the main window. This door as well, it's nailed shut right now. it's a little bit, I don't know if I can open it without, oh, there we go. And so this door as well can also open. We keep this door closed in the winter, but again, it just allows like more air, more sunlight to come in. So this is one of the windows that we have in the coop. And then that window over there right beside the door is another window. And I think that having the windows really, really, really helped to increase our egg production. Hi, girls. Hello. We also reinforced all of our hardware cloth with all of these washers. And actually last year, a bear tried to break into the coop right here. You can see right here. And he had ripped all this hardware cloth off. This was before we had the electric fence. You can see right here where there's a little bit of damage where the bear had ripped it. He didn't get in, luckily, and then we reinforced it with extra washers just to make the hardware cloth extra stick. And that was before, like I said, we had the electric fence. Now we also have the electric fence, which helps a lot. So let's see inside the coop. The chickens may get out. Are you girls gonna get out? So this is inside the coop. So they have their two main roosts, which they sleep in. Hi, girls. Hello, ladies. Hi. It's not the worst thing if the chickens get out. There's no dogs out. Hi. Hi, girls. Hello. You guys aren't supposed to be scratching in here. There's nothing to scratch in here, you sillies. Sillies. And so anyway, okay. So, hi, yes, hello, there's more. Good, excellent, very nice. 10 out of 10. Hi, ladies. All right. So we have, I guess I should have closed the door to the coop before I started filming this. I'm gonna pet you if you go out, if you try and get out, I'm gonna pet you. All right. So they have their two coops, or their two roosts here. Oh, there's a fifth one. Oh my goodness, ladies. We have their two roosts here, which they sleep on at night. Hi, girls. Hi. And then we have their two nesting boxes here, 1 and 2. There's no eggs. There's no eggs in this one. And no eggs in the top one either. All the eggs have been collected for the day. Hi, girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. I'm gonna close this because you guys are scratching the straw all out of here. I'm gonna close it.
Acting up for you, it's hilarious.
Are you girls acting up for the camera? Oh my goodness. They want out, that's why.
I wonder if they need water. It almost looks like they need something.
So my mom thinks that they might be acting up a little bit because they need some water. So, but anyway, in the run, you can just open up. Oh, this door's stiff.
I think they're just acting up.
All right, girls, move. Move! So in their run here, so as you saw in their coop itself, we have straw, and like this is like, you know, fresh new straw, which we just buy from the store. But their run is a little different. So in their run, we try and keep it like this is mostly dirt and like composted stuff, because the chickens will compost this like super fast. So what we do is we
Alright, ladies, anybody want some worms?
oh my god, look at this one. She's like, oh, those are worms. So we've been training them to go back in their coop with worms. Oh. I didn't know they were escaping.
Keep in there.
I told you. They're escaping. Move your toesies. Okay, so for the run, we use wood chips that we chip off of our property, and then we just put the wood chips all into the run, and then that way the chickens can still have a nice area to like dust bathe themselves, because that's what they love to do, and they can dig and stuff, and it also like composts this. Super, super, super nice. So fresh straw inside the coop, and then wood chips in the run here. Go play. You go play. Okay, so before we go down to the main house, we're gonna do a real quick, real fast garden update. And because the last time we had some, like my mom and I tried to do a garden update together, but we had some interruptions in the background. So we're gonna go over and take a look at my garden first, because I have a little one by the tiny house, and then we're gonna go over and take a look at the big garden. All right, so this is my little garden by the tiny house. My mom said that she just put some snow on it to water it a little bit. So this snow obviously turned to some ice. So hopefully it's not too bad. She said that she did see some stuff coming up, but I don't really see some stuff coming up. But maybe it's because she put a bunch of the snow on it and now it's turned ice. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening in this garden, yeah, go from there. So now we're gonna go to the big garden, and hopefully that interruption isn't there. After we go to the big garden, we need to go down to the main house to do some additional recording and do some other stuff down there. Hey Mal, come on bud. There you go. He wasn't sure if we were getting into the car or if we were going further into the property, and the answer is going further into the property. Listen to those birds. I love chickadees. It's so great. Oh, that was a robin. I'm so excited that the robins are back. Actually, you know what? Let's take a little detour. This is where we've been clearing for our garden. So this will eventually be garden. Let's just take a look over here. So last week, I mean, you folks haven't seen the footage yet. You'll see it this week though. So last week, this was the tree that I was gathering firewood from. Ooh, the snow's all of a sudden really soft. Okay. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so this was the tree that I was gathering firewood from. As you can see, I still have a bunch of firewood to pick up. I should really try and do that in the next day or two. These trees were trees that I'm hoping, not these ones in particular. Oh geez, I almost tripped on a root. But there's some trees under the snow here that I'm hoping are good enough once the snow melts off of them, like this tree right here. I'm hoping I can harvest for firewood, but I don't know. We'll see. Unfortunately, the trees have been sitting on the ground all winter. I almost should have hired someone to buck them, like to chainsaw them up for me. Probably would have cost like $100, but I don't know. Anyway, let's head over to the garden. At the end of the day, if we lost those trees, we lost those trees. If they're too moldy to burn in my wood stove, we can always burn them in like an outside fire pit. All right, let's head over to the garden. Let's try not to trip and fall. These are our rainberry barrels that unfortunately my mom didn't empty last year, so we'll see. They're full of giant things of ice. We can't move them. We'll see if they're still usable, but my mom suspects that they probably are not. Okay, let's head on over here. I'm only using my phone. I'm not using the big camera, so I may have to. I'll probably just stop recording while I open the gate. I mean, you folks have seen us open this gate anyway. It's just this chain link gate right here. It'll be a proper gate one day, but for now it's just chain link. I don't hear the interruptions, so let's go in and take a look. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to do this as well as my mom, but I think I have a pretty good idea of everything. Maui, come on. Come on in here, buddy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, hi. Good boy. You stay in here. Okay, so this is our climbing rose. Maui, move. Move. Thank you. So this is our climbing rose. It's doing pretty well. My mom has trimmed it back for this year. You can see that she's trimmed here. So that's starting to, there's no new, the roses still look pretty dead. But look, these are our blueberries. So we can see some new growth here. Pretty exciting. I'm gonna try not to step in the garden beds. These, I can't remember what these are. Hazelnuts, I think, actually. And of course, the rest of this garden bed is pretty still covered with snow. But let's turn around here. The snow's really soft, and I'm stepping on a garden, so I don't really want to... Okay, there we go. It's all right. It's a little soft. This is our raspberries. So this little patch right here is all our raspberry patch. They're still pretty covered in snow, but there is actually some new growth on our raspberry bushes right here. I should have brought my freaking big camera. Actually, I have my big camera. I'm so silly. Anyway, new growth right here. Pretty good. Nothing to really report all out here because it's still pretty covered in snow. So let's just go, whoops. Oh gosh, the snow's so soft. Let's just go here. Check this out. So in here is some wild strawberries that my mom has dug up. Are you loving life, buddy? So wild strawberries, and as you can see, like they're all coming up here and like here. So nice. The trees are looking really well. Not too much to report since last time, but look at all this green, like all this is coming up. This is a flower bed all covered in this snow right here. Obviously nothing's really coming up because there's still a ton of snow. But this tree my mom just trimmed. And what else was I supposed to show you folks? Oh, if we go over here and try not to slip and fall, under our peach tree, I think, right over here, my mom planted some daffodils, and those are coming up as well. See? Springtime, little flowers, here and here, all up there. My mom's gonna be so sad that I didn't do that with her. But anyway, that's pretty much what's happening. As you can see, the forest behind me is like, there's melting snow everywhere. Much of the forest is uncovered. Mal, this way, bud. Come on. There you go. He wants to go that way because he wants to go for more of a walk. I know. I need to go down to the main house though. I got stuff to do. But yeah, that's pretty much the garden so far. It's getting there. Starting to come a little bit alive. It's a bit cloudy today, but because it's cloudy, it's actually quite warm. Like I'm just wearing a hoodie and like a vest. So yeah, I'll show you folks more garden updates as we continue. This is our bigger chainsaw. So the Echo is the chainsaw that I usually use. It's our smaller one, but the Echo's not up here. The Echo is down by the main house, so I'm gonna use this chainsaw. Now, if you are a small human like me, you may find that starting your chainsaws can be difficult. I find starting my chainsaws to be very difficult for me, especially this one. The Echo, no problem. The Echo is easier for me to pull, but the chain on this is a lot for someone like me who's small. And so I discovered a way to start the chainsaw, because I had to, like, my stepdad taught me how to start it, but I had to kind of modify what he was telling me because, just because I'm a small human. So I can kind of tell you, like, what I do. So what my stepdad taught me is to stick your foot right here, through here, right? And then to put your hand down here, and then to grab here and pull. Now, that is too difficult for me. Like, I cannot do it. My arm is not strong enough to hold down this chainsaw, and my left arm is not strong enough to pull it. Like, I need 2 hands to pull this chain. And so what I've learned to do, now obviously be very, very, very careful, you know, make sure your chain breaks on. But what I have learned to do, instead of putting my foot through this loop and having one hand here and pulling with one hand, because I need 2 hands, and my lower body is significantly stronger than my upper body. So I need more, you know, yank. Obviously, you don't want to yank the chain too hard and break it. But what I do is I put one foot through here, and then I put one foot right up here, and I don't so much push down with my foot here as I just use to, like, sort of stabilize everything. Then what this allows me to do is this allows me to grab the chain with both hands and use both of my hands to yank it up. And that gives me enough power to actually yank the chain all the way. What happens is when I yank the chain with only one arm, is that I don't have the strength to actually pull the chain all the way. So I pull the chain halfway, and then I end up flooding the engine, which makes it, like, really difficult to start later. So this is the way that I found works best for me as a smaller human. And so, as you can see, I'm able to sort of put more of my weight on the chainsaw and use both hands to pull the chain. And that was pretty good. That was pretty easy.